Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director, has there, in recent history, has there ever been a parole program of this magnitude?
Which parole are you talking about? CHNV?
CHNV. 2 years, 531,000 people get paroled in.
There have been
Can
parole.
you tell that magnitude? In a two-year time frame, that magnitude?
I don't have all the numbers in front of me, but I'm familiar with the historical use of parole through multiple administrations, Republican and Democrat. There have been many uses, some large, some small, and some have been very large.
Okay, so this is not unique, you're saying? This is just run-of-the-mill type of parole that you're doing?
I'm not saying it's run-of-the-mill. The parole.
You give it a whole new term, lawful pathway, some term I never heard before, because we didn't pass any law saying you should do this. So I'm just trying to get, is this a special deal you guys are doing?
Today, we've got something huge, a moment that might go down as one of Jim Jordan's most ruthless takedowns ever. He went straight for the jugular, grilling a Biden administration immigration official over a parole program that's raising more than a few eyebrows. Jordan didn't come in with softball questions. He hit hard, demanded answers, and exposed glaring inconsistencies in the way this administration is reshaping immigration law without Congress lifting a finger. 500,000 people in just 2 years under one program. That's not enforcement. That's rewriting the system in broad daylight. And the official? Fumbling through responses, redefining lawful pathways, and trying to spin a program that looks a whole lot like mass amnesty. Let's dive in.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director, has there, in recent history, has there ever been a parole program of this magnitude?
Which parole are you talking about? CHNV?
CHNV. 2 years, 531,000 people get paroled in.
There have been parole.
Can you tell that magnitude? In a two-year time frame, that magnitude?
I don't have all the numbers in front of me, but I'm familiar with the historical use of parole through multiple administrations, Republican and Democrat. There have been many uses, some large, some small, and some have been very large.
Okay, so this is not unique, you're saying? This is just run-of-the-mill type of parole that you're doing?
I'm not saying it's run-of-the-mill. The parole.
You give it a whole new term, lawful pathway, some term I never heard before, because we didn't pass any law saying you should do this. So I'm just trying to get, is this a special deal you guys are doing? Because it sure seems like it.
No, what I am suggesting is that this is
not special.
This is not something new. This has been something that has been used. This parole authority has been in the statute for decades, and it has been used.
I'm just saying, is the way it's being done now somewhat unique, somewhat different? Because that's our impression on this side. I'm just asking, do you think that?
The CHNV process is one piece of an effective
that's a piece I'm asking about.
Management strategy. Effective border management that we want to be enduring, not short-term, but enduring, must include both enforcement and enduring and meaningful lawful pathways.
I'm still stuck on this.
CHNV is one piece of it, but so is the rest of our lawful immigration.
No, but I'm asking about CHNV. Is that, it seems like it's something out of the ordinary to me, and I think every Republican up here would say it's out there. I think the American people probably say it's out. 30,000 a month coming in from 4 countries that you were selected, that started with Venezuela, then you had the other 3. That seems somewhat different than the normal process. And I'm saying, oh, how about this? What's the goal of that program? Why this unique approach, what we think is unique, why do that type of approach with CHNV?
As I stated, if we want to have enduring border management, border control, we need to have all of our immigration systems working together. That includes enforcement, so Customs and Border Protection and ICE working hand in hand with us at USCIS. We each play different parts of that management strategy. That includes the enforcement of my partners, but it also includes all the lawful immigration that we process at USCIS. So it is not just CHNV, it is multiple other things that we do at USCIS. Every single day, requests come in for all sorts of lawful immigration pathways.
Oh, okay. But we have this specific program for 4 countries. And why do we need that specific program for those 4 countries? Tell me the why.
And I am not.
Migrants
your
coming in from
Customs
those
and
four-
Border I am not going to, I'm not able to speak to the management piece of paroling the individuals in and the numbers of people that are coming from these specific countries. Part of that management was an identification of a need for meaningful lawful pathways
Okay.
for certain populations.
Well, can someone who is paroled in then become a supporter and sponsor for some new parolee?
Notice how quiet she got when Jim Jordan asked about chain sponsorship? That was the moment the truth slipped through.
CHNV, 86% of
No,
supporters
that's a simple question.
86%.
Someone that's come in under this program, can they then become a supporter or sponsor for someone else who's coming in?
86% of them are U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents.
So I would ask, can someone do it?
Yes.
What's the answer? Yes,
Yes,
that
they
can
can.
happen.
Yes.
Okay, is that unique? Is that something that's kind of new?
Historically, I'd have to think.
Sure, seems like it's new.
I
You got a
don't
special
have,
program for 4 countries, you come in under that program, and then Shazam, you can sponsor someone else to come in. I think that's probably pretty new, probably something hadn't been done before. You know that?
Our law passed by Congress has many instances in which, for example, a U.S. citizen can sponsor.
I'm not asking about a U.S. citizen. A migrant who comes into the program, can they then become a sponsor or a supporter of some new migrant coming in? You said, yes, that could happen. That's not a U.S. citizen.
Right. But we have other places in our law that do similar things. So CHNV, again, is a piece of an entire border management strategy, just one piece. It cannot work alone. Neither can enforcement measures work alone if we want it to be long-lasting. And that's why this process is important.
All right, Director, thank you.
Jim Jordan just tore right through the facade and made it plain as day. This isn't immigration reform. It's a backdoor power grab. Let's not sugarcoat it. What they're calling lawful pathways is nothing more than a high-speed back-channel pipeline that's bypassing Congress and overwhelming the system. 500,000 people in 2 years under a parole program that was never meant to operate like this? That's not managing the border. That's erasing it. And the worst part? This built-in loophole where one migrant can sponsor another is practically an open invitation for unchecked chain migration. No debate, no legislation, just executive fiat. And when Jim asked the official if that could happen, she froze. Not because she didn't know, but because she knew exactly how damning the answer was. This isn't about compassion, it's about control. It's about importing a new electorate under the guise of humanitarianism. Let's be real. If this policy was above board, they'd run it through Congress. They'd open it up for a public vote. But they didn't, because they know the American people would reject it. That's why they're doing it behind closed doors, quietly rewriting immigration law with no checks, no balance, and zero accountability. And the endgame? Permanent political advantage. This is not what democracy looks like. This is manipulation at the highest level. They're not even hiding it anymore. Let us know in the comments. Do you think this parole program is just a cover for a permanent voting shift? And if you're with us in exposing the truth, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're just getting started.